Hi, I'm Matthew Craig and you're watching The Market Bull. Joining me online today is the CEO of Pioneer Minerals, Michael Beven. Thanks for joining us, Michael.
My pleasure, Matthew. Good to see you.
Perhaps just firstly, could you take us through Pioneer Minerals' story and its flagship North Pine project?
Yeah, so Pioneer Minerals is a US-based critical minerals explorer. Our flagship project is called the North Pine Project, which is located in Idaho, just south of the Perpetua Resources Stibnite Gold Project. So at the North Pine Project, we have three different prospects, but the main one that we're focusing on at the moment is called the Springfield Prospect, which was a historic mine, which was mined for tungsten in the 50s. Very small amount of drilling that was ever done there and no actual exploration at all. So it was just mined in the 50s for a very brief period of time, just purely for a focus on tungsten only, and then no one touched it for 70 years. So we came along, followed it up with just the initial surface exploration, found really high grades of tungsten there, which matches the historic report, so that's excellent. But what we also found there is quite significant gold as well. So some of the gold in the rock chips came back as high as 7.75 grams per ton. So straight away, you know, there's the tungsten to follow up and explore there, and now we've added on that component of gold that there's actually looks like to be a significant gold system there potentially as well.
So Pioneer this morning just announced outstanding gallium results, confirming the multi-commodity critical minerals potential at the Springfield Prospect. Just take us through these.
Now what we found, which is quite exciting, is obviously the presence of gallium, which is another critical mineral. So we initially did an assay for gallium, and it was throughout the metallurgical test work that we found we had some really quite significant gallium there. We went back and had the rock chips re-assayed for gallium, and there we found that we had results up to 128 ppm. So some people will put their bottom cutoff for their resource at as low as 30 ppm. So all of our samples have come back really quite high relative to, say, a very low grade cutoff. So really quite exciting, because now we can look at the project and we can say, right, we've got tungsten, we've got gold, and now potentially gallium as well. And just the combination in the US at the moment of obviously tungsten and gallium both being critical minerals is really quite potentially exciting.
So last week, Pioneer Minerals also joined the US Defence Industrial Base Consortium. What was the significance of being accepted as a member here?
Right, so if you want to work alongside the Department of Defence, or Department of War as it's called now, you need to be a member of the Defence Industry Based Consortium. So this is where all tenders and all, I guess, interactions with the DoD are sent to for you to bid on. So becoming a member of the DIBC, as we call it, really gives us access directly to the Department of War, government grants, funding, and so forth. And at the moment, they are really hot and pushing hard for critical minerals, tungsten being one, and obviously gallium being the other. So having the potential to kill two birds with one stone really just opens up a lot of pathways there, or I should say potentially opens up a lot of pathways there. So if you're not on the DIBC, you don't have a chance for US grants or funding. So in there now, applying for grants and pursuing those partnerships with the US government.
And just lastly, what news flow can investors look forward to over the coming months?
Well, it's a pretty exciting time. The snows are melting up there, which means we'll be back on the ground quite soon. There's a few things we've got underway. So number one is we're getting the historic mine road to the site actually reopened, just to allow ease of access, reduce those capital costs as well, and really push the exploration work the second that those snows are melted. We did do a magnetic survey over the project in December, which is really quite exciting, because what we thought was initially, potentially one isolated historic mine and associated with a small magnetic anomaly, actually turns out we've discovered a magnetic anomaly 2.9 kilometers long, directly associated with the location of the historic mine. And there's a strong association there with something we call pyrrhotite, which is a magnetic mineral, right? So we've got tungsten in pyrrhotite, that's magnetic, and now all of a sudden we've discovered, we've got 2.9 kilometers worth of this magnetic anomaly. So the exploration upside just expanded, exponentially. So in addition to that, we'll get the mine road open. We're also planning an EM survey. So what the EM survey will do, will detect that pyrrhotite, which is that magnetic mineral, along that magnetic structure, and they'll identify conductive zones which then will then drill target. So that's going to be exciting when we get that done. Also on top of that, we're working with Mineral Technologies and other partners yet to be announced, work in progress, to really refine the processing method to just use simple physical beneficiation means to process the tungsten that is already at Springfield as well. So that's the main sort of pathways that we're going at the moment. But what we're really trying to do is progress to drilling as quick as possible with that target generation through the EM survey, and then also really fast track that potential development for a shear light or a tungsten concentrate with what's existing at Springfield.
Well, it sounds like there's plenty to look forward to. Thanks for joining us on The Market Bull today, Michael, and good luck with Pioneer's next steps.
Thanks for having me, Matt.